3 years ago, Texas was involved in a frantic and frenzied National Signing Day in which they hauled in last-minute big-name signees, the crown jewel of which was Brandon Jones, ESPN's number 2 ranked safety in the nation, who dramatically chose the Longhorns over the Aggies. It seems like just yesterday, but here we are now getting ready for Jones's final season on the 40 acres, and our Lowell Galindo sat down with Brandon to get his thoughts on his upcoming senior year.
Murray from the shotgun with the snap, wants to run, now will throw deep, over the middle, intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Jones, and it's Kyler Murray's 3rd interception of the season.
Brandon, take me through the decision. What went into your thought process on coming back?
I just wanted to be able to actually sit down with my family and weigh out the options. And we came to the conclusion that the biggest thing for me and my mom was being able to get my degree from the University of Texas, being such a prestigious school. I wouldn't say necessarily was a tough decision because my injury from this year, missing as many games as I did, I feel like I really had, some stuff to prove to myself and to my teammates as well. And after winning the Sugar Bowl, that feeling of winning a game like that, I know what we're capable of doing. And the next year, to be able to be a part of something special.
So you talked about pros and cons. What were the pros to you about potentially going early to the NFL right now?
So I turned in my draft card and got some pretty good feedback from the NFL, everything that goes into the NFL committee. That was pretty exciting just to see where I stood, and even after not even playing a full season that, I was getting such good feedback like that. So I realized my injury being the biggest thing, not being able to display my full ability every single game this year. And just the brotherhood and connections I've made with these guys and, the younger class, I'm really impressed with, and I'm, excited to being able to, take another step further.
Did the injury make you think a little bit more, though, in terms of what if this happens again? What if this is my best shot?
That's always a thing that goes into it. I mean, overall, I just had to do, what was best for me. And like I said, an injury can happen anytime, not even just playing the football. You can be walking down the street and sprain an ankle or do anything like that. So you really can't think of it in that mindset. I mean, the only reason, honestly, if I was projected like a first round, something like that, then I would more likely have to lean, towards another conclusion.
So what kind of feedback did you get from the NFL Advisory Committee in terms of what you now need to improve upon in your senior year?
So the biggest thing that I need to improve on is just, making plays on the ball. I've struggled, my freshman and sophomore year, being able to locate the ball. Always in good position, but never, getting my eyes back and, getting those interceptions. I only had 2 in my career, so I still have a lot to improve on. But overall, I think my game can improve in every aspect, from tackling, from, taking better angles, from working on my man coverage, everything. I always think, especially in a sport like this and at a position that I play, you could always improve.
When you talked about being more of a vocal leader for this defense, considering that they're losing guys on every level, how important do you think it is for you to be a vocal leader for this group next year?
I think it's a big importance, especially with, like you said, the seniors. We've had so many seniors last year, not only seniors but starters on defense that had played a huge role in being the leaders that communicate on and off the field. So I'm going to take it upon myself, especially being a senior in my class. We really don't have that many seniors. That's another reason why I chose to stay, just because I want to be able to show these guys the ropes and be that vocal leader. That's something that I've always wanted to improve on. I've always been a guy to lead with example, lead from my action and what I do.
4th down and goal for USC. Toss to the right. Carr sweeping to the right. Can they get him? Yes, they can! Knocked out of bounds. Brandon Jones. The Longhorns hold.
How about this team? What's the upside? What is this team capable of doing next year?
I think we are capable of a lot of things. I think the biggest thing is just how far we've come, and just knowing what we're capable of doing on the field. The biggest thing that I've realized and noticed from being a part of 2 different coaching staffs is just the brotherhood and how close we are, and how that really affects how you play on the field. Once you get as close as we are as a team, and especially as a defense, we could always trust each other. And we're all on the same page, we're all on board, and we all want the same thing. So I feel like it's up there for us.
Who's going to be the breakout star of the defense this year?
Jalen Green and Anthony Cook. I think those guys, especially Anthony Cook has played this season, but Jalen Green really hasn't got, the playing time this year, but I know for sure he's one of those guys I've seen in practice and in fall camp. He's like one of the best corners that we have, in my opinion. He does a really good job of just being able to find the ball wherever it is. He's long too on top of that, so that really helps him out in his position. So I think he'll have a breakout year this year.
What do you want people to say about Brandon Jones once his senior year is over?
I want people to be able to say he was the hardest working guy on the field. His want and passion about football being a team sport, he realized how important brotherhood was and how important it was to be around people that will make you great and want the same thing as you.
And when you talk about the DBU brotherhood, here's a pretty interesting comparison. When you look at Kenny Vaccaro and Brandon Jones' junior seasons, they're very similar except for one notable fact. Jones put up almost the same numbers despite missing 4 games. We'll see if he can duplicate Vaccaro's senior season when Kenny went on to become an All-American.